Anyway,
But yeah, I
information informs the decisions. Good information, filtering information, those are all very important skills. And I feel like a lot of
I heard
people.
that term a lot, like
What term?
informed consent or informed decision, something like that,
Yeah, it
right?
means information with
Because
context.
people felt, I guess that was one of the issues as well. They felt like they were not informed of the possible damages or the possible risks of the vaccine, and that's why people were like, because they knew someone or they heard someone that
Yeah, like we all
that
heard
had a
about Nicki
reaction or
Minaj's cousin's testicles, right?
yeah.
We all heard about that.
So people were calling for informed consent, like, and it shouldn't be something that was forced upon the population.
Yeah, I don't believe it should be forced, but I don't believe you should stop people from thinking you're selfish or whatever.
Right.
People are in the right. Oh, you're making this decision, you
But why
can't.
do you think people only saw the vaccine as a way to fight against this? Like
Well,
what? Like no, I guess
you
I
can go
guess
the
a better
China route.
I guess a
You can go the
better
China route and just have everybody at gunpoint not leave their houses for the life of
shit,
them.
bro.
I mean, that's also an
I'll
option.
stay here in the Western civilization. I'm good.
Right.
I guess a better question would be, why do you think people were not looking at other options? Why do you think that was an issue?
What
And
other
they were
options?
instead,
I mean,
well,
people they
other
were no, no.
routes of treatment, or if they just like decided to take the risk. And I'm playing the devil's advocate right here, right?
Mhm.
I'm just like to create more,
More tension.
not necessarily more tension, but like more content, more conversation.
Right, 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 right.
Um, like if people decided to take a different route and like take the risk, and I'm just gonna go ahead and catch that thing, and see how my body deals with it. I'm not afraid of it, and develop natural antibodies,
Well,
natural protection,
well,
which is a known thing.
let's say that
Like,
you
why do
don't
you?
like you can survive Ebola. Would you give yourself Ebola just for the sake of having immunity?
Yeah, no, no. I mean, even if it's a stupid thing,
It's your stupid thing to do. It's your right to
still
do
a
a stupid thing.
still a personal choice. You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
that's the compromise that I was talking about. I believe that if you can do that in a vacuum and you suffer the consequences by yourself,
Right.
more power to you. But when your decision is actually going to influence somebody else's life and
Right.
maybe hurt them I think this is redundancy, hurt them in a negative way because you can't hurt them in a
But that's
positive way.
that's more in a, like, from a
No,
moral
but let's just say no, no. Let's more in a
slash.
practical way. Like you can become another statistic of a person who has to go to the hospital, go to intensive care. You don't know because you can't guarantee it, right? So it becomes a numbers game. Again, the probabilities of actually developing a severe reaction to the infection, and then what happens? Oh, now you're gonna have to be brought into the hospital. Now you're taking a hospital bed. Now you're doing this. Now you're doing that. Because you can't really control those things, right?
Yeah.
You can't know for sure that your decision is not gonna impact others. But if you do live in the middle of the woods and you want to catch COVID just for the sake of it and just develop, your own antibodies, and maybe you'll get long COVID, maybe you won't get long COVID, maybe you'll lose taste and smell for a while.
Yeah.
Maybe that's like a small price to pay for not taking the vaccine, whatever it may mean, Or you look at the data, the most recent and most informed data, and you understand the risk and comparative risk, and see,
Right.
okay, am I? Is it riskier, like in a vacuum, in a very critical cold analysis? Is it riskier to catch the disease or to catch something from the cure, and then make your decision? The problem is,
Not from the
I don't
cure,
want to
from the
make
protection
no, the
against.
cure. The cure. Let's call it the cure, but sure. The problem is, if you're gonna just, it's almost like a catch-22. If the data shows that the cure is better than the disease, then you should take the cure, and we should force you to take the cure. But then it's a conflict to your own liberty,
Right.
right? It's almost like, well, why aren't you doing this? Because like the numbers show that this is actually the outcome is much better by taking the vaccine than by not taking the vaccine. Why would you not take it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's not like a 50-50. You're not looking at a 60-40, something that's close in probability. Like it can go either way. I'm taking my chances with this side, right? It's overwhelmingly to one side. So not do for me the paradox is like, okay, where's the freedom to choose then? Like if it's like obviously it has to go this, you have to make a right here, because if you make a left you go off the cliff. Is it really a choice? Or would you rather just go off the cliff for the sake of being able to choose?
And just to make it clear, we're not discussing the efficacy, or we're not discussing people's individual choices or any of that. We're just trying to understand what cause, like elements that cause people to diverge,
in their
basically
own opinion.
in their opinions. You know what I'm saying? We're just like trying to investigate a little bit and get to the bottom of things,
As best
And
as we can.
yeah, but I think I'm done talking about COVID, bro.
Yeah.
I think there are more interesting subjects that we
Oh
could
yeah.
talk about, like Will Smith slaps. I'm just kidding.
No,